Trick or treat, you lucky bastard.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to another episode of the Richard Villa podcast. Today's a very, very special day because I get to finally interview one of the people that saw me grow in this business. Like, he was right next to me as I was building this, whatever I have now after 18 years. Good close friend. We just reconnected on Sunday at the Ice House. Did an amazing job there. It was great. It felt really good to be back around all the old guys that we used to perform to, because now we're supposedly legends. Ladies and gentlemen, very funny, very talented Mr. Aurelio, Miguel, Bocanegra.
Nice.
Say hello. You look at you all domesticated with your puppy.
I know. He's going crazy right now. Come on.
Get in there.
Look at this guy. Yo, what's going on, man?
What's going on, buddy? What's going on? How you been?
You know what's funny? It's like I have seen you change. As a matter of fact, when we first met, we met in. Hold on. Come here, Papa. Come here.
Yeah, get him up here, bro.
Gosh,
There you go. Let him chill. Let him chill.
We met in 2007, and I knew somebody that knew somebody that was working at the Hollywood Improv, and they said, "Oh, well, I got a friend there that runs a show called Refried Fridays. You should do it. I'll talk to him." And I was like, "All right, dope." And that's how I met you.
Who was this friend that talked to me?
It was one of the I forget her name. She was one of the managers.
Oh, that's right. I forget.
Yeah.
That's right. You were working as a trainer or something. What was it?
No, not at that time.
You were doing something.
Was I
you were
working at that time?
No, you were working at 24 Hours Fitness.
Yeah, that's right. As a matter of fact, I was.
Yes.
So I was doing like memberships at the time.
Don't worry, bro.
And so I know. And then what you call it? This kid right here.
This kid.
That's why I couldn't leave him alone. But I got introduced to you, and that night I was so green that you put me up. You gave me a spot, and it was one of those nights where I was so bad that the people that I came with that were friends of the person that got me in, they're not even comics, and they were giving me advice. Like, oh, this is what you should probably talk about next time.
Wow. And that was your mom saying me.
So, oh man, I'm like, oh dang, like this dude wasn't even a comedian. He was like a doctor or something like that. And then I was like, oh my god, when you get advice from people when you're so bad,
yeah,
and I was like, oh my god.
Let me ask you something. How did you feel how long were you doing comedy before you did the Hollywood Improv?
Oh man, I wasn't even doing it a year.
Not even a year.
Not even a year.
So when you got the call, or did I call you? Did Manny call you? Who called you?
No, it wasn't.
You just showed up and we gave you a spot.
God, I can't remember her name.
Paige? Was it Paige or
Paige.
Peggy or?
No. She used to be with.
Yeah, another comedian.
Pablo Francisco.
Oh, Rita. You talking about Rita?
Rita Piazza.
Yeah, Rita Piazza. Yes, yeah, Rita.
Rita got me in touch with you, and
she gave you a day. She gave you a spot,
and then I came up and met you and stuff like that. And you hooked it up, and then that's how we met.
Okay, that's
when I mean my Fridays, for 8 years, every Friday.
Yeah.
Hollywood Improv.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, we were just fucking chilling. Going fucking bananas.
That's what your show was and I've talked about it on my podcast.
Yeah.
Your show was the number one show in Hollywood. This is before, because now the Comedy Store is booming.
Yeah.
And so everybody's going to the Comedy Store. But before that, the Laugh Factory was a great turnout, but the hottest show in Hollywood was that Friday night, 10 p.m.
Yeah.
Refried Friday.
Because everybody stopped by. Everybody wanted to stop by.
Everybody. I got to perform with Daniel Tosh, Dave Chappelle.
Do you think in a sense we were spoiled because we didn't? I feel now that I didn't appreciate what I had then.
Yeah.
Because I took it for granted. Not because I was on purpose. It was just I didn't know any better.
I don't think so.
No. I mean, you don't think you took it for granted?
No, because
I did. I know I did.
I mean, number one, I was partying too hard. But
maybe that's true too. I was fucking.
I was enjoying it, but no, I don't think. Definitely, man. Look, I got the first movie I ever did.
Yeah.
The audition was because the guy that was a producer came to your show.
Oh yeah.
And then he goes, I want some comedians that can be
funny and cholos, yeah.
And and then so that's how I got my first movie audition and booked the first movie, and then booked multiple movies because I was doing those spots. And you know, so yeah, man, like freaking, that was the best. Those were
the glory days.
Those were the good
So
times.
do other comics call you a legend now? Do they go, "Oh, you're a legend"?
No. They don't call me a legend, but like it's funny because now a lot more are headlining me, and these are guys, you know. And I was like, when do you want me to go up? And they're like, what do you mean? When do I want you? You're going up last. I was like, oh, okay. And they're like, how come you didn't know that? I'm like, well, I don't know. You know, like,
you don't think you were headlining?
well, we've been friends for so long that I mean, and I'm like with a lot of these dudes that are my boys, and they're booking me, but now they're booking me to headline their show. So that's been dope.
But yeah, no, I get it. But these young guys now, do they go around you and go?
No, they don't really. You know what? It's you have to hang out. You remember, like I used to hang out 7 days a week, and that's the only reason why I knew, and I know to this day I know everybody. It's because I was hanging out so much. But a lot of these new guys, they don't know me because I don't hang out that much. You know, I got a family, I got the girls. You know, we got Disney passes. I don't got time.
How is that, bro? Do you feel like your family is holding you back in your career?
No, man, because like for me, I got I was partying hard, and so I kind of went through a shift about 5 years ago, and and so that's why everything is way greater now. But no, I don't feel like my family holds me back at all.
No.
No. Yeah. Like the only thing they hold me back from is watching football all day. Yeah. They don't let me, even though we got different TVs. They're like, no, you need to spend time, and we're watching Disney.
Because I even felt that sometimes, or I go, because you it doesn't matter how amount of success you get, you still want more, or you feel like you're lacking of, or you feel like I'm not doing enough.
Yeah.
Because we do the stand up gig because we really enjoy it. We love doing this, making people laugh.
Yeah.
But then we say, how can I explain this even better? I heard a comedian once tell me, this is life. If you put time into comedy, your family will suffer.
Yeah.
If you put time into your family, your comedy will suffer.
Yeah.
You can't have both.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm okay with going, fuck you, let comedy suffer.
Yeah.
I'd rather have a family.
Because we're older.
Yeah, because we're older.
Yeah, I've known you since freaking 86. That's like 13,
Since 86?
I mean, no. 90.
96.
2007.
2007.
That's how I know you.
Yeah.
So, that's freaking 12 plus, 12 years, man.
Yeah.
I've known you and stuff like that. And, freaking 13 years. So, like, we're both now, like, I mean, first year, 5 years in, we were freaking partying and doing the road. I mean, you and I have, we have a story. We have multiple stories.
I remember you chugging out of a fucking 2-liter bottle of vodka at 10 o'clock in the morning. Do you remember that?
Okay, so like I said, I had to get my life.
Okay. God damn, bro. Straight shot fucking Smirnoff 2-liter. Oh, do you remember that day? You kept chugging.
I remember a couple days like that.
Why the fuck were you chugging vodka at 10 in the morning?
And then I remember everything after that. But no, we have like one of the best stories we had was you and I we did a border tour of all the places in Texas. The border cities. Remember? We did like a week. It was like over like a week long.
Yeah.
And we hit multiple spots. And we hit one spot in McAllen, and we were partying at the bar after. And I was going to tell this story on stage, but it takes too long. But we were partying so hard that I tapped out, obviously, because I drank too hard, too fast. So I walked back to the hotel. You didn't know where I went. I passed out, and the first thing I did before I passed out was I locked the door. But I put the safety lock. So you couldn't get in when you came. And you're like, damn it. So you went with the guy that worked at the club.
Yeah.
You went back, and you guys were over at his place. Then you finally got a hold of me when I woke up. Came, picked me up. We went back. Party a little bit more, came back to the hotel, the guy took off, then we realized when we were checking out, oh shoot, we don't have our luggage. We put it in that guy's car.
Oh my God. Yes.
It's
Yes.
From drunk memory.
Yes.
From drunk memory, We took the rental car and we were basically driving around McAllen. Like, okay, close one eye, make a right here. All right, close the other eye, make a left here. And we found that dude's place, man.
Yes, we did. That dude was the son of one of the owners of one of the places we did, but he was a bartender there.
Yeah.
That dude was a bartender. Cool as fuck.
And so we basically, in order for us to go to the next border town, we needed to get our luggage.
Yeah.
And so we were trying to call. We called like people part of the club. You know, it's in the morning. No, everybody's passed out. It was insane.
Hell.
And we drove to the next venue. So freaking happy. Like I remember you were like, man, I can't believe you remembered that.
Yeah. I was like,
and I was the most
man.
hammered out of everybody for that tour. It was crazy.
Wow. God, I remember that shit.
I was insane.
Oh, that was fucking bananas.
I was so happy.
I remember that. It was Superstar Salazar.
It was his shows, yeah. Well, no. It was before he had it. It was another dude.
That's right. But we were introduced to him that night also. But it was another dude that was putting on the run.
But it's because of nights like that and way other worse nights that I don't drink no more. I'm older, man. Like I can't even drink milk without going to the bathroom. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So that's it. It's just your body told you that's enough. Fuck it.
mean, it's just, you know what? I'm so like now with all the stuff I do and I'm always busy. Like, nah, I don't drink anymore. I don't party anymore. Like I've transitioned to being a Disney dude.
And you're okay with that.
I'm
you
good,
said
like,
you're good.
I'm good, man. I'm so
good.
happy. Yeah, we're good.
But I'll be honest with you. Even when we partied, I think me, Dylan, Ralph, Figueroa, like we always took it way too either further than you would. Like I think you had some reservations when it came to drugs and stuff like that. You were like, no.
Yeah.
I think me, Dylan, we all just consume shit in. Like especially Dylan, just like it didn't matter if it was Vicodin or fucking whatever it was, but we would party hard. Let me ask you about Dylan, because me and you, and I don't want to talk about. Well, no, I'm not going to talk to him. I'll talk about him because I want to talk about him in front of him. So I don't want to bring him up, but he's a good friend. I hope he's doing well. Your career, what do you want now, bro?
I mean, I still want to do, but like now when I go, for example, like when I do Fresno, if I'm going to be there for a couple days, like especially on the weekend, I'm taking the girls. Mm-hmm. Like the last time I did, this. I got booked for a big show, like a couple shows. I took the girls. Mm-hmm. Now they don't like it because they're in the room, but I'm out performing. And Sabrina's like, why do I gotta be? I'm like, because you gotta watch your daughter. Oh yeah, But after that, we gotta go. We drive around. We spend time. In the city. So it's like I'm spending more than I'm making on these shows, but it's better to be with my family and the girls. They come with me. So like I dig that. But
do you think they drive you? Do you think your family drives you now to work even harder, to wake up every day and go, okay, fuck, today I have to grind. Like, I have to make some more money today.
Well, what's funny is I remember you and I had a conversation about that, and I was still so immature. And you were on that. You were on that other level of pushing, working, and you told me that. You go, once you have your family, it's going to push you. And I remember you told me that, and I didn't know it until, like, when I started pushing and doing everything before I created my own stuff. And what you meant. And I remember, like, I've worked since then, like within this past 5 years, I've worked like where freaking 16-hour days. And I remember a conversation that I had with my girl. We were in Paris, and she goes, like everything there is expensive. That's why the French hate us. Because they don't hate you because you can't speak French. They hate you because they're like, oh, it's probably too expensive for this poor American. Should you even be here?
Here comes the haggle.
Here we go. Like, oh, damn it. How much is that? What is that? So anyway, I freaking, my girl was just like, can we afford some of this? And I said, you know what? I want you for the rest of your life to know, no matter what, I got you. No matter what, we're always going to have a place to live. We're always going to have stuff to eat. I want you to know that if I disappear because I got to go to work, I'm going to disappear to go to work. But no matter what, this is going to be taken care of. And so then she made me buy an expensive merchandise. I was like, we don't need that.
Oh, bro. But it does push you, right?
Yeah, for sure.
It does push you because now you're not being selfish. Now you know you have other people counting on you.
Yeah.
And that's what I think you were in a position in your life where I saw that you were like, fuck it, I can get by, so I'm going to do the least amount of effort to get where I need to get or get to gain what I need to gain. But you can't do it. Same thing I did with Manny, man. You know Manny very well for many years. Manny, I told him the same thing. Bro, you got to get out there, man. You got to really create a family, create your own life. And I'm glad he did, man. He's so stable now. He's in San Diego. He's with his girl.
Yeah.
They're living together. He's making his own life. He's working as acquisitions for a company. I'm like, great. Because I'll be honest with you, for many years, I always felt so much pressure. Being a part of Refried, wanting to push all of you guys with myself and build Refried was a lot of pressure. And it got to the point with me when I was like, I can't carry this load anymore. Because I was getting beat up too much with all the gossip, all the talking shit. And I was like, I need to clear my head. And I think for me, Mexico was that relief when I went, okay, let me take a breather. And I found something great, came back, said, fuck it, let's parlay that into something else. And now I'm back, man. Now I'm back wanting to work again in English, but knowing now and getting the knowledge that what's going on in Latin America, I can still cash it out here. So I get to eat from both sides. So, but I for me, it was that pressure. I understand I put it on myself for that same reason, but you got to know, and I want people to understand this. The pressure that we're talking about is different. He will work for his family unconditionally. Like you will. You won't stop until you die. You drop dead, that's fine. You cannot do that for other people that are not your family. Even though they do motivate you and you feel that pressure that they're depending on you to produce and to deliver, I added that pressure on myself. Nobody told me to do Refried. Nobody told me to ask all these guys to join. Nobody was asking me to do that. I was doing it because I thought this will pressure me to grow even bigger. Yeah. This will pressure me to go to Connecticut, New York, and all that shit. So when I say pressure, make sure that you understand it's not that kind of pressure. It has to be something that you're willing to die for. That will push you, like your family, your loved ones, your dog, whatever the fuck it is, but not other people. Yeah. Don't put that on your fucking plate. Don't carry anybody else because it's tough. It's tough.
I know, man. We've both come a long way. I mean, we're inside of this nice studio.
Nice studio. He's at my house, guys. That's my fucking house.
But I mean, it's nice though.
Yeah,
I mean? It's dope. I like it. I like your office.
It's good, man. I wanted to make it cozy and I wanted to make it mine and everything. I don't know if you can recognize stuff around here. You might have been in some of these movies. Wait, no, you weren't in Primos, huh? You were shooting something else.
No, I wasn't in Primos.
I'm collecting all these props from all these movies. Remember when we used to do the Cholo movies?
Yeah.
So a lot of people don't know this. Trapped in the 5150 was the first film I produced with Aurelio Miguel Bocanegra, the magnificent Cholo actor that he was in Huntington Park. Yeah. Remember those fucking days, bro?
I remember that, man.
Wow, that was over 10 years ago.
That was crazy.
Bro,
Crazy.
We're shooting a gangster movie in a gangster neighborhood with no permits.
Yep.
I had you guys. No permits. I had you in South Central LA with fake guns, looking like cholos, pretending to shoot other cholos in that neighborhood. Yeah. So if the rival gang or even the local gang would have saw something like that, they would have stopped your car and shot it, bro. Yeah. Do you understand that?
I know.
Yeah. We were that stupid. We were shooting.
We were like, cut. What are we cutting for? For cops. They're coming, Like, the cops are here, man. Cut. Everybody get inside. All the cholos with guns get inside. Because we did it like at that big warehouse, somebody you knew.
Yeah.
Filming there and stuff like that. But it was like, we were there on location for so long. And, but those are the times like now, like I don't do those like,
low budget, no money.
Who did I talk to? I talked to another actor that we both know. But he goes, how come I haven't seen you in a lot of stuff? And I said, you know what, man, to be honest with you, like I feel like I've done my...
paid your dues.
I paid my dues. I've done those. I still go in auditions, like when I go to like the lots in Hollywood. But I'll get to a point where something happens, then I'll do something production that way. But to remove myself for like 2 weeks on a production that all I'm getting paid is
dinner,
copies of the movies and stuff. Like, no, I'm good. Yeah. I've already paid. I've got enough stuff in there. There's a couple movies in there that are actually really good. Not Trapped in the 5150, but
hey, let me tell you. What else? What else?
Jesus Trail's in that, man.
Huh?
Jesus Trail.
That's right, motherfucker.
Yeah.
Don't hate.
Have you had him on the podcast yet?
Yeah, I had him on my Spanish podcast. I'm gonna
Okay.
put him on this podcast too.
Nice. Yeah.
But yeah, Jesus Trejo, bro.
Yeah.
And look how fucking big Jesus
Big.
Trejo's
No,
getting.
he's doing weekends now.
Oh no, yeah, he's doing
Yeah.
weekend. He's doing Mr. Iglesias,
That's amazing. Yeah.
right? And now Jesus Trejo, I always when I see him, that's the perfect example of hard work.
Yeah.
If you see Jesus Trejo, that's a perfect example of hard work.
Started as a
a
he
tour
went to go
guy
work at the
at the
at the comedy store, started working there, and then started doing all this thing. And so it's like I saw him at the Christmas party for the Laugh Factory, and it was dope, man. He was like, "Man, I haven't seen you in forever." I go, "Yeah, but you know what's funny? It's like when you're on social media, even though you don't see some of these guys for a long time, you follow them. You know, just like they follow you sometimes. They just follow a lot of my." A lot of my shitty Raider posts.
I put there. So I had comment. Oh, great to see these guys. They say, "Oh yeah, Aurelio, Miguel, Bocanegra, and Manny Maldonado." Hey, no gang talk here. Your Raider buddies.
Is this live?
No, I never do live, bro, because in case the artist wants to
Hey, man.
cut something out, if I go live, that'll fucking hurt you. See if he's- no, or me, whatever. You know, you don't want. I don't want this podcast to be the reason why your career went to shit.
Nice.
Do you understand?
I do my podcast where I say there's no editing. I can pause it, but there's no editing because we don't have the budget for it.
Oh, okay. Yeah. No, I edit this. I edit this because I want to make sure that you're comfortable to say whatever you want, and then you can tell me, no, let's not do this. And that being said, I was gone. I've been gone for like 6 years.
Yeah,
Not gone, but
it's doing Spanish.
Spanish, but
Yeah.
working in my Spanish role. But when you step out for 6 years, you lose touch of everything that was going on.
Yeah.
You don't have your hand on the pulse.
Yeah, because you're not hanging out.
No, I'm not hanging out. I'm in making money and traveling, doing other shit in Mexico and all that shit. What was going on in those years, bro, while I was gone?
You know, for me, the same thing. I was here, but I wasn't really here because I was getting my shit together. And so I stepped out. I didn't 5 years ago. I stopped hanging out so much. Like I did a comedy festival, and I did this one show, and this dude that we're friends with, and he goes, "Man, where have you been? I haven't seen you." I was like, "Man, I've just been, I don't do as many spots as I used to, but I'm still here, you know." And so it happens if you don't hang out. If guys don't see you, if they don't see you posting that you're doing shows, then you kind of fall by the wayside. And so that's what kind of happened. But for you, I remember I was talking to Philip, and he's like, "Man, when's the last time you talked to Rich?" And I was like, "Bro, Rich is doing Rich blew up. He's doing Spanish, so he's on that Spanish tour. So whenever people would ask me, 'Oh man, have you talked to Richard?' I'm like, 'Bro, Richard's doing it. He's doing it in freaking Spanish, bro. He's doing amazing in freaking Spanish.' So it's like, but that's why you were gone.
Yeah, I was gone. Yeah, but I needed that break, bro. The reason I left, I just needed that break because it's tough, bro. It is fucking tough to put that much pressure on yourself. You go, nah. And then people shooting up. Now, I've matured to the point where I can care less. Yeah. Like, it's so beautiful to be this age. It's almost like, bro, I got arthritis and hemorrhoids to worry about. Damn. Yeah, I fuck your gossiping. You know what I mean? Damn. My back hurts when I wake up in the morning. You think I give a shit you don't like me? I got bigger shit to fry.
I think we're at the age now where it's like, we both realize that no matter what you do, there's going to be people that like you and don't like you. No matter what you do. Yeah. And I think a lot of the people that maybe didn't like me a long time ago, after I took and got my shit together, some of them do like me, and then some still stay the same. So it's like but that's the way you carry. I don't carry that way.
Let me ask you a question, bro, because people have told me Aurelio has a fuck you face. Like when you walk in, you're like they think you're very intimidating. That's what they say. No, what do you say to that, bro?
It's because I'm bald.
It's because I'm bald.
I'm bald, son. So it looks like I'm just thinking, and I'm like, oh, I gotta feed my puppy.
See, that looks angry, bro.
That's why I got cast. That's why I didn't have to audition. I walk in and they're like, "Are you thinking?" Like I'm remembering my lines. Like, "Oh, he's done."
Oh, he's done. That's good.
That's our cholo right there.
Yeah. So you're a really sweetheart. You're a sweetheart. That's the way you carry the puppy to deflect the.
You go to Disneyland, for 2 years straight. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm freaking nice, son.
You're nice.
Yeah, man. I'm not tough. I don't. I mean, if I have to be, but I don't. Come on.
Any regrets? Anything that you said, man, I wish I would have done this?
The only thing I probably would have done is in the beginning is that I probably should have, when I first started out, is that I probably should have went to the Comedy Store. I probably should have went there, like, you know, because I used to hang out and I used to go to, and I became funny because of a lot of these small bar shows that were out in Long Beach, out in Colton with Liam's, out of all these different small shows, doing these spots, trying to get to San Jose, trying to get to San Diego, when if I would have hung out all the time at the store, I'd be past by now. And I'd probably be much further. However, I'm glad that I kind of got my shit together, because if I had like got busier with where I was at, you know, drinking that much vodka, I would have messed it up anyway. You know what I mean? Yeah.
See, I disagree. Well, that's your opinion. That's what you would think. You would think. I've heard that. I've heard that answer from other people.
Yeah.
And this is the thing is, I don't see it that way. I look at it as Kevin Hart didn't come out of the Comedy Store.
Right. You're absolutely right.
So a lot of these people don't come out of the Comedy Store. So a place won't define my career or my success. Yes, you were lucky enough to be there, but it could be a luck and a curse. Success is not really meant for you if it's not meant for you, man.
Yeah, that's true.
It's the reason why you're not rich. Certain people shouldn't have money. Like my dad never became rich, and that is a fucking great thing. Do you understand? Because if my dad had money, he would have done a lot of fucked up things. So maybe it's just the way destiny is supposed to be. But I think if you stay focused, and regrets too, do you think now you say, fuck, I would have started my family earlier? Because where I was going with this is kids. You have a daughter now.
A stepdaughter, yeah.
A stepdaughter. But still your daughter, bro.
No. She's got a dad. He's a good dad. He is.
Okay.
He's involved, and he's very attentive and stuff like that. They're just all a lot younger than me. I mean, everybody's a decade. You know what I mean? Like I'm the old. Like I walk in. You know.
That's where I was going with regrets. You know what I mean? That's where I was really going with this. Kids. Do you regret not having any kids?
No.
No.
Not right now. No. I mean, I'm good, man. But like. We definitely, it's not like we don't try. I mean, you know, I don't want to get into details, but you know, I wore this number. No, we still, that's the plan.
So it is still on the plan. You haven't given up on it.
No.
Because your wife is young, right?
Oh yeah. She's, I mean, not like crazy. I mean, you know, she's not like 18.
She's in her 20s. Can we say that?
No, she's in her 30s.
She's in her 30s.
Yeah, she's 35 now. So yeah,
she's still young. Come on, dude.
But everybody. Because now we've been together for over 5 years. So everybody, like my family,
the kids? Where are the kids?
My mom's like, look, you know, you're getting engaged, like you're getting married. Come on, Papa. And you know, so it's like, you know, but like that's why I got the puppy right now.
I can see that. Apparently.
No, but he's so small, man. Like no, we had like we adopted we have a cat already. We've had the cat for over 5 years. So then, as a surprise for Christmas, we adopted a kitten. But the kitten, the day after we adopted it, got sick. And we had to put her down. This is 2 days before Christmas. 2 days. The girls are not crying. They're literally sobbing. Like a wreck. And you as a man know when your girls are hurting,
you gotta fix it.
You gotta fix it.
You gotta fix it.
And I told my you know, my family, I'm like, look, I'm out there looking, and I found like the day before Christmas Eve. You know, the girls had been crying all day. They cried all night the day before. I found these puppies online at the Humane Society, and so I'm like, boom. So I go there because I worked on Christmas Eve because I'm self-employed. So I go there to the Humane Society in Pasadena. I'm standing in line, and when I got in line, that I had enough, like, okay, I'm getting a pup. Because the two people in front of me, I was third in line, 2 people in front of me were there for other animals. That's when I call my girl. And I send her a text of the pictures. You tell me to leave right now, I'm leaving. You tell me to stay, I'm adopting a puppy for you and for Emily. And then she's like, oh, I need to see pictures. So she saw the pictures. Oh my God, he's the cutest thing. So I adopted him, videoed him, and we picked him up the weekend after Christmas. And he's healthy. He's doing great. He's just, you know, he's a baby. You know what I mean? And so like he's just that's why I had to bring him today. Like
why do you have him wearing a shock collar, bro?
It's crazy.
No, I'm just kidding.
Hey, I bought him. No lie. I already got look at the leash is a tactical leash.
Oh, excuse me.
I bought him a tactical vest that he still needs to grow into. I bought him Raider gear. He's got a Raider.
Oh God.
He's got a Raider collar that he can't fit because he's so small. He can't fit it yet. So he's good, man. He's got a full wardrobe already. So
oh shit.
Yeah.
So let me ask you this: any big gigs coming up, or any? Because I haven't seen you in like 6 years, bro. Like the last time I think we really hung out, you did Bones.
Oh man, that was like in 2014.
Yeah.
So I was still partying a little too hard. But yeah, no, I did Bones, and
did anything come out of that?
I mean, you know what? I got more auditions. The last big audition I auditioned for was I can say it because I know I didn't get it. Was 911. I just auditioned for that TV show. I know I didn't get it because that was 2 months ago. But as far as like any other opportunities from that, I mean, I got booked a lot more right after, and then it fades, and then when I went through my change, like get my shit together, everything just kind of slowed down, and then when I came back to getting more and more busy, I brought the brand back. Started the podcast.
I saw that. Because I saw that push in the past 3 months. I saw your push. Yeah. Like I could see your push in social media.
Like it's the last 2 years that I've been really pushing, but now it's been really growing.
It's noticeable, like you said, on social media. That's why I built this, because I came back going like, how do I want to reintroduce myself to the scene? Yeah. And I noticed that when I jumped back in, everybody had a podcast, and I guess this is the platform that they're sharing and promoting themselves.
Yeah.
So for me, because you've been in this business long enough to see a change.
Yeah, for sure.
You understand? So you understand that back then, I was back in the day, we had no social media. We still did it. Yeah. Now, why is it that you won't do No, you do actually. We just did it on Sunday. You still keep promoting. Do you feel like these are the tools that? Do you know how to use them? That was my question.
It's different now.
It's different.
I do it now, not because I need the money. I do it because I love it. Before, when I used to produce Refried Tuesday, Refried Wednesday, Refried in Hollywood, and help you with that, I was doing it because I needed the money, and so like it was I mean, it was fun, but I was like always stressed out. The attendance, like, oh my god, like I'm stressed to the point where I want a great show for the guys that I'm booking.
But you would never get
I'm doing it right now because I love it. Like I love performing, and I get to book some of my friends, and then I get, we get some gigs out of it. Keeps me busy. I do the podcast because I like hearing myself talk.
Somebody has to like.
But like now we're doing now. But you're right though. Like when you were talking about it, like I don't need to go to the Comedy Store to make it. I can make it just from YouTube.
Yeah.
I can make it from just from little tiny videos on social media. I could do, all that stuff. So there's all these different mediums. So my point is that I think where I was always different is that you got to do it because you love it. If you don't love it, like all this, like when you get negative and you hear guys like, oh, well, how come I haven't done this? And how did you get that? And when they say, some people say certain things, where they're at, like, oh, this dude's on a negative trip, man. Like, go ahead, bro. Like,
it is so funny. We will take it that way now because we're, of course, older and we live through it. But for example, you're absolutely right. I can stress how right you are.
Yeah.
Now, when I go on stage, you were there on Sunday. I tell stories.
Yeah.
And you could see it in my face that I'm having a blast.
Yeah.
And when I get off, if somebody says, that's my joke, oh, fuck you. I don't give a shit. What are you going to do, bro? Like, you're not going to hire me? I don't give a fuck. Like, at this point in my life, I've gone where I get to go do dick and ass jokes at a bar and have a beer and come back home and hug my wife.
Yeah, I don't.
Fuck you.
That's hilarious that you say that. I did do a podcast where I talked about it, but I don't steal. Obviously, I don't steal anybody's jokes. I don't do that. That's a no-no in our business. But I got accused of it right around 5 years ago. Right when I started getting.
Everybody gets accused.
I got accused so hard then I was told that I'm part of this new generation of comics. That I think I called you about it, and it was because this guy that I performed with the day before, I opened my show to the audience when I got on stage, and I said hi, and then I said hi, and then he sends me a long message like, hey man, I need you to stop saying hi when you open up your set. And I'm like, wait, are you serious?
Yeah. Why did you give a fuck back then? You see how ridiculous it is now, right?
I gave a crap back then because I was like, you know what, man? Maybe I am wrong.
Yeah.
Me and this dude have been friends forever. Like, why would he even accuse me of that? Yeah. So I went and I checked. I checked with you. I checked with a couple other guys. And then I checked with like a comic that's been doing it double than all of us. And all of their reactions, including yours, yours was like, fuck him. Fuck him. Fuck that guy. Yeah. And then the other comics said the same, like, who the fuck is it? What is he talking about? That's a greeting. Why would you stop saying hello? Like, when has somebody said hi, but then they go, oh, well, I recognize what's his name because he's the one that created hi. No, you don't even, you're not saying, where you're selling t-shirts like, I'm known for hi. Like, get out of here. It's a greeting, bro.
But why did it bother you so much?
So, at the time, it bothered me because I was like, how could you even accuse me? So, no, but I told him, I gave him the kiss off. I said, hey man, that's on you, bro. If that's the way you want to treat it, you need to. Then that's on you. Like he was like, oh, don't you ever come up to me if you see me at a show. Don't ever this. And I'm like, in my mind, I wanted to comment back like, you don't even want me to tell you hi.
You shut up. That would have been brilliant.
I saw him like 2 years later at the same gig, and we were booked again to do it, and I just he did it. He stayed angry and stuff like that, but he had his chance to come and say something in person. He was an internet tough guy,
Yeah. Okay, but and this is something I tell all these young comics. Okay, so great, you now told this guy to go fuck himself and this and that and everything. So how does that benefit him? How does he become a better person? How does he get more opportunities? By being angry with you for some fucking high shit that you could have solved and said, fuck it.
Yeah.
Now he doesn't have any opportunities with you. Do you understand? He can't ever do the good, the bad, and the funny. Mm-hmm. If he would have came back and says, yeah, you know what? Maybe I was a little crazy. Fuck it.
Yeah.
Let it be. Because then somebody else does it. Somebody in New York is going to do the same high, just like Aurelio does the high, and you don't see him. Then he get it on the Tonight Show.
Yeah, but you know what's funny is I don't open with hi anymore or hello. I open up with good evening.
Oh, you fucking thief! Yeah. That's how I open.
Good evening. And then people are like, oh wow.
You should start your shows like that.
Yeah,
you
do.
Should start.
I open with good like.
And you don't explain
hosting,
why.
Not when I'm hosting, but when I do a spot, I come on. Good evening.
Good evening. I love it. Yeah. Oh, that's a big fuck you for the guy every single
I know. When we did the show, I almost did like, oh
you
yeah.
You should have done it.
Hey everybody, how's it going? I can't say hi because there's somebody here.
And I don't know who this guy is. I don't know who this guy is.
You do know.
I do know. You did tell me?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. We'll talk later. Yeah. I don't remember right now, but whoever the fuck that was.
Here, let me write it down.
You can write it down so I can get. Oh, okay, that's the guy. Okay, yeah, dude. I've lost so many friends like that. And I tell the comics, God, the opportunities you just threw in the trash.
Yeah,
you just fucked up.
No, it's all good, man. I mean, he's part of the negative group of comics.
Yeah, what are you gonna do? But it doesn't matter. I told these guys. I think eventually we. Oh, okay, yeah. All right.
It's I mean, nobody's missing nothing.
Nobody's missing nothing. You're good. Everybody, we'll be all right.
But if there is any young comics, or just in comics in general, if there's any comics in general that are watching this, hey, look, man, sometimes you'll get accused, and if you didn't do it, then you know what, hey, explain it. And if the guy still keeps tripping or girls still keep tripping, like, hey, you know what, then you need to eat a bowl of fuck you.
I did a joke.
Yeah.
And you called me and you told me, yo, Rich, I need to talk to you about this joke.
Yeah.
And you told me, look, bro, blah, 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 blah. I tried to defend it. You said no. Blah, 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 blah. And I told you, got it. You're absolutely right. Yeah. You know what? Fuck it. I'll never do that joke again. Mm-hmm. And you're like, all right, cool, bro. Never did it again. We continue to be friends. Yeah. We kept it trucking.
Yeah.
That's it.
You know, and
The
it's
joke
funny,
is done. That's it. We don't argue. It's a fucking joke. And
that's what friends do.
we're friends. That's it.
Yeah.
And that's it. And I've had other friends, where they came to me and said, hey, that sounds a lot like my joke. Or, hey, you... I said, the same thing I told you, bro. Hey, bro, if it is, it's done. I'll never do it again. As a matter of fact, do it the way I do it because it sounds funnier. And you can have that. And they said, no, fuck you, bro. Okay, great. Now you're mad at me.
Yeah.
I didn't fight you on the joke. I didn't even argue when you brought it. I said, fuck it, it's yours. Let's not talk about it.
Right. Like,
And they still get mad. I'm like, great.
There's
All right.
a comic I did the comic strip with El Paso, Texas for a week. And him and I spent like every day for a freaking week, man. You spend that much time with a comic, you know. And it was Brett Ernst. You know, Brett Ernst is hilarious, and he's so funny that he said, he goes, sometimes when you spend so much time with a comic, like you start to like share each other's little sayings,
Mannerisms.
and he had a saying that, well, you know what, man, why don't you kill yourself? And by like the fourth show, because there's like 7 shows you do in El Paso, I said that.
On stage, right?
On stage. And then he pulls me aside, before the second show. And he goes, hey, man, he goes, it happens with everybody when you perform, when you spend a lot of time. He goes, but you said something that I always say. And I go, I didn't even think about it. He goes, it's all good. I know you probably didn't. It happens. And it happens. And so there's some guys that we've performed with that I've said that because they were saying some things that I say. And there's one that we don't hang out with anymore that just wouldn't stop. and then I remember telling him, too, like, hey, man, you're doing somebody else's joke. And he still does it, so whatever.
Yeah, but...
I'll write his name down, too.
Look, these are not going to go viral if we don't fucking say names. You got to fucking throw names out there, bro. No, but more than anything, I want people to understand. See, now what? Now that relationship is gone.
Yeah.
That's the thing is, people, if they already told you it's done, let it go. They still hold on to it, and then they get mad and go, why doesn't nobody book me? Motherfucker, you're negative as fuck.
Yeah.
And if I book you, you're probably going to come back and tell me I have another stolen joke. Fuck that.
Yeah, right?
All right, bro. So I want to wrap this up. Anything coming up, man? Anything you want to plug? Your podcast, people that listen to this one?
Yeah,
I'm pretty sure.
If you want, like, and then I got to have you,
Okay.
On my podcast. But it's The Good, the Bad, and the Funny. My show, my brand is The Good, the Bad, and the Funny. As a matter of fact, I'm sure like, we should have talked about it because when I was helping you with, one of the first shows that I helped you with is refried Brea. That was one of the first shows. And then for some reason, we were so successful with promoting refried Brea. It was so big, so packed that they gave us a second show.
Yes.
At the same club at a different time a month. Like, who does that?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So we rebrand. That's how we came up with The Good, the Bad, and the Funny. I came up with that name. And then when you and I, we were getting busy. You were doing your thing. I was doing my thing. I kept the brand.
Yes.
So the brand's been around since 2008. Man.
Yeah.
It's The Good, the Bad, and the Funny. I got it on my website, iblackmouth.com. I got my upcoming gigs on there, iblackmouth.com. I got some, let's see. I got some big shows coming up. I'm going to do Levity live with Philip.
On the 30th?
On the 30th.
I'll see you there, buddy.
I'm doing Paso Robles the next night.
Okay.
And then I'm doing the Ontario Improv in February, I think.
Perfect.
So it's or March. So it's coming up. So I got a lot of good stuff, but it's all on my website.
Okay.
For everybody.
And they can follow you on your podcast too.
Exactly.
Podcast. Okay, guys. Well, thank you very much. That is Richard Villa podcast. Thank you very much for joining us, bro. Thank you, man. We need to put a picture. I'll put on
up with my dog, man.
I know your dog is great.
Wow.
Beanie's pissed because I had to fucking put him away.
Yeah.
Thank you very much, guys, and we'll talk to you soon.